Are you a coach or a healer struggling to build an online presence for your business? When people talk about capture pages, sales pages, payment gateways, email service providers, are you lost and confused? If so, you are not alone. And in this video, I'm going to explain why you don't need to be a tech genius to build your online presence and how to feel confident and capable enough to get what needs to be done, done. If you don't know me, I'm Donna Gilbert, and for about 20 years, I've been learning how this online business model works. I've created, maintained, and repeatedly updated my own website that brought me a grand total of 0 clients. Why? Because I wasn't effective at inviting people to visit that website. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that later in this video. So if you don't have a website yet because it feels too expensive, overwhelming, or intimidating, this video is for you. And if you already have a website but not many visitors are very engaged with your content, this video is for you too, because I'm going to share a few key pieces that you might be missing. Now let's start this journey at the beginning, before you knew you were even going on a journey. Do you remember when you didn't know you were going to be a coach or a healer? You were just living your life, and then one day, boom, you realized you had a special calling. Or perhaps like me, your inner being had been whispering in your ear for decades, and you finally decided to listen. The point is, at some point, some moment, you realized you might want to use the online space to grow your practice. Or as I prefer to think of it, attract clients who are already looking for someone like you. But before that moment, you didn't even know you'd need to figure out any of this online stuff. And strangely enough, that's actually the first stage of learning. It's called unconscious incompetence. You didn't know what you didn't know. You didn't need to know it, so everything felt fine. Until it didn't. The moment you realized that you could use the online space to grow your coaching or healing practice, something shifts. That light bulb turns on, and you start to see what others are doing and think, oh wow, I could do that, or at least maybe I could. That's when you've officially entered the second learning stage, and that is conscious incompetence. And let me tell you, this is a big one. This is where you become very aware of how much you don't know. You're no longer in that state of blissful ignorance. Now you're face to face with a mountain of unknowns. You don't know how to make a website. You don't understand how capture pages, sales pages, or email automations work. You've experienced them as a consumer, and you may not even be aware that you have, but you've experienced them as a consumer. And now you're looking to be the creator of them. And this feels like a totally different language. So I'm just going to say it here. This stage is scary. It's overwhelming. And it's where a lot of people start to question whether they're even cut out for this. And yet this is where everyone starts. So take a deep breath with me, okay? Let's inhale. Exhale. You are doing just fine. This isn't a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're ready to start learning. And here's what I want you to know deep in your gut. You do not need to be a tech genius to run a successful online business. In fact, you really only need to move through the first 3 stages of learning. There are 4 in total, but that last one, it's like a PhD level of tech wizardry, completely unnecessary to do your work. So yay! I'm going to talk about how the Legacy Builders program will help you move faster through these first few learning stages without burning out, without giving up. So here you are sitting in that stage of conscious incompetence. You know you need some online things, the technical term. You may be familiar with the terms a capture page, a sales page, email automations, but other than that, you feel like you're way over your head. And you might be thinking, what's the difference between a landing page and a website? And how do people collect emails? And what do you do with them once you have them? Wait, what? A payment gateway? What the heck is that? And then someone like me comes along and explains it. And suddenly you realize, oh, I need all that? So cue the flood of self-doubt and tech overwhelm. Your stomach tightens, your mind starts shrieking, I'm not cut out for this. But then in a quiet moment, you might ask yourself, can I really learn this? Am I too old to figure this out? Should I just hire someone? Or maybe I should just walk away before I embarrass myself. Now let me pause here and offer some truth. These feelings, they are completely normal. And more importantly, they're just temporary. The learning stage of incompetence doesn't mean that you're incapable. It simply means you haven't learned how yet. You haven't been taught yet. And that's why you feel this way. Which reminds me of Carol Dweck. Have you heard of her? She's a psychologist who studies something called fixed and growth mindset. Basically, a fixed mindset says, I'm not good at tech, therefore I can't learn it. A growth mindset says, I'm not good at tech, but I could learn it. So today I invite, I encourage, and I challenge you to embrace this messy, awkward, magical learning experience. And as crazy as this may sound right now, within just a few short days, you could be the one shouting from the top of the mountains the story of how you almost gave up. Now, within the Legacy Builders program, the digital growth community, we see people every single day celebrating small, meaningful wins. I've got my website live. My capture page is connected. I finally figured out my payment gateway stuff. And they're able to do these things not because they're tech experts, but because they followed the step-by-step tutorials. They asked questions in the community. They got on one of the tech assistance calls, and then the community was there to cheer them on. And if you're still doubting whether someone like you can figure this out, let me tell you something about Michelle O'Neill, the founder of the Legacy Builders program. Michelle is the first one to admit that she is not tech savvy. She's said it so many times, tech is not her strength. But what is her strength? Vision, leadership, empowering others to rise into their potential. She didn't let tech stop her. And because of that, she has built a multi-million-dollar business anyway. And now she surrounds herself with tech experts who support her, who support us inside the Legacy Builders program. You don't have to know all of the answers. You just have to keep moving through the process and trust that support is available every step along the way. Setting up your online business is new. It's technical, and yes, it's absolutely something that you can learn. And when you do, you'll have unlocked the door to the next stage of growth. The third learning stage is called conscious competence, and this is where the magic starts to happen. This is the moment you realize, I'm actually doing it. You've watched the tutorials, you've followed the steps, you've set up your own capture page, connected your payment gateway, and created a basic website. Now, maybe you didn't fully understand everything while you were doing it, but you trusted the process. You paused the video tutorial, you rewound it, you slowed the playback speed, you tried again, and then it worked. You might not be able to explain it to someone else in great detail, but still, you did it. And that, my friend, is competence. In this stage, you still rely on checklists and video tutorials. You might still ask a lot of questions. And that's okay, because you know how to find the answers now, and you've built trust in your own ability to learn. This is what I call the tortoise stage. It may not be flashy or fast, but it's steady, and it gets you where you want to go. You've built the confidence to go back through the steps and troubleshoot some small issues on your own. You start trusting yourself with the tech instead of running from it. You truly understand that you are capable of figuring this out. Doesn't have to be on your own. There are resources to help you. Now, here's something I want to prepare you for. Don't be surprised when you start to help others with this basic tech stuff. They'll have questions in the community and you'll say, I figured that out. Here's what I did. Click, 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 click. It's amazing. Now, there are going to be so many more questions that you aren't comfortable answering, and that is 100% okay. Because here, this is what I really want you to hear. This is as far as you need to go in understanding the tech. You don't have to master it. You just need to be competent enough to set it up and then move on. Hendricks, in the book The Big Leap, would call this your zone of competence. You can get the job done, but someone else can probably do it better. They can do it faster. And that's okay, because your true zone of excellence and genius, they lie somewhere else. And finally, the fourth learning stage is called unconscious competence. This is the stage where people don't even think about what they're doing anymore. They just know. When it comes to the tech side of building an online business, this is the person who can troubleshoot an issue without pausing to ask Google or ChatGPT. They just seem to instinctively know what step to take next. For us coaches and healers, we don't need to be at this level of excellence. But consider it's like this. For us, it's like when we intuitively know which chakra is blocked and needs to be cleared. Or it's like asking the right follow-up question that shifts a client from looping in their old stories to stepping back into their vision. This stage of competence is beautiful to witness. We can be in awe of it. That doesn't mean we need to aspire to it as far as the tech. So hopefully what I have shared with you so far has put your mind at ease about the tech side of your online business. And hopefully you're starting to see that this doesn't have to be a mountain that looms in front of you. It can just be a hill to climb with some help. So yes, I'm inviting you, I'm encouraging you, and I'm gently challenging you to embrace this unfamiliar and sometimes intimidating piece of the online business puzzle. Because it's this piece, the tech piece, that's actually going to provide you the freedom to build the lifestyle business that you've always dreamed of. And now that you understand the learning stages and have the courage to step into your role as the tech admin for your own business, at least for now, I want to shift gears and talk about something even more important. What happens after the tech is done? Earlier in this video, I mentioned that I've been maintaining my own website for over 20 years, and I never signed a single client from it. I updated it, I changed the colors, I tweaked, I polished it more times than I can count. But the truth is, people were not finding it. I didn't know how to bring people to it. I tried paying for Facebook ads, I tried search engine optimization, SEO. But both of those things, I could never quite move beyond the conscious competence stage. It was a slog. Then I read Hendricks' book, The Big Leap, and he talks about 4 zones of functioning that really shifted how I see my work and how I guide others in seeing their work. These zones are very similar to the 4 stages of learning that we just walked through, but they carry an extra layer of self-awareness, especially for those of us called to coaching, healing, and transformational work. The first is the zone of incompetence, where others can do something faster, better, with far less frustration than you can. And for me, that's cooking. Seriously, ask my husband, what's your zone of incompetence? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to know that I'm not alone in feeling like a total dunce about something that most people do without thinking. The second zone is the zone of competence. This is where you can do something just fine. It's okay, it works, but others can do it just as well, and they probably enjoy doing it more than you do. The third zone is the zone of excellence, and these are things that you're really good at. You've honed these skills. You're better than most people at them. But here's the tricky part. I believe other people can only see as far as your zone of excellence. They may assume that this work is your calling, but your inner self, it knows better, because then there's the fourth zone. This is your zone of genius, and these are things that light your soul up. These are things no one else can do quite the way that you do them. And you might not even be fully aware of the power of them because they come so naturally to you. You just assume there's nothing special, that everyone else can do these things. This is your calling. This is what you came here to do. This is who you came here to be. Having said that, let's come back to the practical, technical side of things. Setting up your website, your email service provider, your capture page, your payment gateway, these are all tools and terminology that will support your business. But here's the truth I want you to take to heart. You only need to go as far as competence. Once those foundational pieces are up and running, stop. Don't let perfectionism drag you back into endless edits. Don't spend weeks fiddling with fonts and colors and the perfect button shape. Don't fall into the track of thinking that your tech needs to be flawless before you can start helping the people you came here to help. Those tools, they're here to support your business. They are not the business itself. You don't need to master the tech. You need to master your message. You need to dial in your offers. You need to keep practicing your coaching or healing gifts. And you need to show up for the people who are already looking for what you have to offer. Those are the skills that will grow into your zone of excellence and allow you to serve from your zone of genius. Because tech is not and doesn't need to be your superpower. You just need to know enough about the tech to let it shine on your superpower. The final zone is your zone of genius. This is where you truly thrive. Your genius is something far more powerful than any tech setup ever could be. It's your ability to hold space for transformation. It's your ability to shift someone's energy with a single question. It's your ability to speak with quiet confidence that invites deep healing. Someone else's genius can support you with the tech stuff. Your genius belongs elsewhere. And when you allow yourself to trust that truth, everything starts to change. The Legacy Builders program is designed to help you move from incompetence to competence when it comes to the tech side of your business. And then it gently guides you towards your real work, making meaningful connections, helping real people, and growing a business that feels aligned with who you are. You don't need to be a tech wizard. You don't need to be perfect. You just need a solid foundation so you can focus on what truly matters. Things like connecting, serving, and shining in your zone of genius. If you're ready to start that journey, if you're ready to put the tech overwhelm, the fears, the doubts, the uncertainties behind you, and learn step by step how to get your online business system up and running, type ready in the comments. But if you're like me and you truly want to understand, even if you're not an expert at it, but have a basic understanding of what you're actually doing, check out this video right here, where I break the tech into two categories: the set it and forget it stuff and the skills that you'll use on a daily basis.